So you check your phone and you're constantly getting these calls from these pesky, annoying debt collectors, and you just can't seem to know what to do with them. And you guys are having collections on your credit report, your credit has been shot. Well, hey, don't worry guys, because in this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to be able to remove any collection off of your account and how to literally block those debt collectors and not even pay any collection account. Let's go ahead and get into this video right now. Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Abdul Hassan. Welcome back guys to the channel, and if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys subscribe and tap the bell notification below to get updated on all the latest videos that we're dropping. Now, I made this video today because it's been really highly sought after. I know it's the one that you guys have been waiting for. A lot of people that I know, and I've just been hearing a lot as far as people getting a lot of collections. You had an AT&T bill in the past, right? And now it's somehow on your account as far as being reported as a collection account. So each collection account can lower your score about 30 to 100 points. With these collection accounts, they're really annoying to deal with, and then you have these debt collectors, which aren't the nicest of people, right? Reaching out to you guys all the time. Now, there's a couple of laws and guidelines that we as consumers actually have, and so I definitely want to make sure that I get this across in this video so you guys are empowered and be able to know how to handle debt collectors. So by being able to actually remove this collection account from your history as far as being on your credit report or even with the debt collectors at all, now we're able to do this and also not pay the debt collectors at all and not pay any collections. So before we go ahead and go to the dispute process later in this video, one thing I wanted to talk about as far as certain instances where you're going ahead and actually paying off that collection account. So as most people don't know how these collection accounts actually get put on your report, right? So what happens is that, say if you had an AT&T bill and it actually went delinquent for more than 6 months, that's usually when that creditor, that credit issue originally, will go ahead and actually sell off your loan to these debt collection agencies. Now this is really important because of the fact that a lot of people don't know this, right? A lot of people are thinking that the debt collection agency happens to somehow work for American Express or Chase or whatever account that went into collections, right? So they actually don't do that due to the fact that they sell off your loan so they can get some tax credits later on, and you know what I mean, to reduce it from their profit that they made. And so basically, with that being said, there's certain rules and guidelines as consumers we actually have the right to know and also make sure that we're protected against these debt collectors, because debt collectors, if you ever dealt with them, they're not my favorite at all, and I'm sure they're not your favorite as well. So I mean, they're not the nicest of people. They do a lot of like scare tactics, right? They try to harass some people, and basically with that being said, always make sure that you guys are having all of this in writing. Here's a couple of things I want you guys to be aware of. These are certain laws and guidelines that these debt collectors are actually not allowed to do, right? So if they happen to break this law, they can be fined heavily by the federal government. So a couple of things that they cannot do, right? The first thing is debt collectors aren't supposed to call you from the hours of 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., right? And they're also not supposed to go ahead and call you guys when you're at work, right? It's actually against the law and it's a violation of your rights due to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, again passed in 1971. So basically what you guys can do is submit a complaint with your attorney general. So for each state is different. I would just go ahead and submit a complaint, and I know you guys are probably asking me like, Abu, like why would I submit a complaint? Complaints never do anything. Well, trust me, those complaints actually go to the federal government, and they actually go ahead and impose and will do a whole investigation, and if they find that the violations are indeed like due to them, right, then they'll go ahead and fine them heavily. So it's a really big deal for them because of the fact that they don't want to get fined 50K, and these can really add up. All right, you're probably asking me like, Abu, like, so man, they're calling me, they're like harassing me, they're trying to get me to pay this money out, I don't even have the money or anything like that, right? So how do we go ahead and play this? So this is how we play it, right? When debt collectors are calling you guys, first of all, like, one, I want to just break a myth, right? I heard people say that if you go ahead and answer the phone to a debt collector, right, and you say it's your first and last name, that automatically assumes the loan to be yours, right? That's actually not true. They cannot prove that that loan is yours just because you said your name. And I mean, let's be honest, anybody's gonna answer the phone and say their name. I don't say my name. So just because you guys say your first and last name doesn't actually automatically assume the loan to be yours. So debt collectors usually collect any type of debt, right? The one type of debt that they cannot collect is going to be business debt, but they can collect every other type of collection account, such as auto loans, mortgages, repossessions, even say like personal loans or any of that sort. So basically, whenever you guys pick up the phone for a debt collector, right, you want to ask them first their first name, their last name, and also the name of the company. So sometimes you guys get certain debt collectors that are calling you guys from different states, right? So we're going ahead and getting their company's name because we want to make sure that whatever state that they're trying to collect the debt from, they're actually legally allowed to, right? All debt collection agencies actually have to be registered and active, right, with the state that they're trying to collect the debt. So sometimes if you guys get, say, a collection agency calling you guys from Maryland and you live in, say, Texas, right? If they're not allowed to collect in Texas, then that automatically means that that debt cannot be pursued any longer, right? And after you guys ask them for the company's name, I want you guys to ask them to send you guys a report of your debt collection, right? And so one thing you guys shouldn't do is give them your address. Don't give them your address, because if they're calling you guys, they should know what address you live at. And also too, if they send it to the wrong address, it just makes it a lot easier to get that collection removed in the first place. So basically, when you guys get this in the mail, what I want you guys to look for in that letter, right? I want you guys to just read over that letter and carefully see if there's any inaccuracies, any misspelled names, any incorrect addresses, any type of incorrect account information at all, right? And also make sure that indeed it was your account, or if you had any affiliation or actually was responsible for that account. Just try to check that letter very, very carefully. And last thing I want you guys to check is the date that this collection account was initiated, right? So what a lot of states have what they call statute of limitations. So basically what the statute of limitations has to entail for credit, right, is that after a certain amount of years, that late payment, that collection account, whatever it may be, like a negative item, has to be removed off your credit if it's been on there for 7 years or more, right? So for example, I live in the state of Texas. So the statute of limitations in Texas, I believe, is 7 years. If I'm getting a letter from the debt collectors, right, and the account has been open for more than 7 years, I'm automatically not going to worry about it because of the fact that it has to be removed already due to the statute of limitations. So now that we got our letter, right, we revised it, we analyzed it, now we know what we're fighting against, right, and we know our odds, right? So it's time to suit up and get after the dispute process right now. So the first thing I want you guys to do is go ahead and send the debt collectors a debt validation letter, right? What this really entails is that as a consumer, we have the right to know if somebody's trying to collect a debt on us, right, or any of that sort. We have to know how they got this information, how they know indeed it was us that applied for this account, everybody they spoke to and all that. And I also have some templates, so I'll be including that in the description below. So just make sure you guys sign up for my newsletter. I'm also giving a lot of game out there too. So basically we're just asking for them to send us all the proof that they have that that account was us, and without a doubt. So, right? So basically what these debt collectors will do is send it over to secondary bureaus. So secondary bureaus are like Big Brother, you want to call it, right? They're data storehouse companies that go ahead and actually hold all of your data, and they sell it to, say, companies for them to make informed decisions, right? So the debt collector wants to know that, hey, if it was a boo actually applying for this account, or was it actually a boo's account, so we can be able to collect it properly, right? So what they'll do is basically send it over to these secondary bureaus, which are like, say, LexisNexis, CoreLogic, Innovis, LCI. These are all secondary bureaus that any one of these debt collection agencies can go ahead and use, right? And so what we want to do before they even reach out and give them any information, because what they have to prove is that you were indeed behind that computer, behind that application, or whatever it may be, right? They have to prove that without a doubt, and the information has to come back as verifiable or unverifiable. Verifiable means that they were able to verify that the account was belonging to you, and unverifiable means that they cannot prove it. Now, due to the Fair Credit Reporting Act, I love this act, to be honest, because as consumers, it really empowers us and gives us the right to fight back, you know what I mean, with our credit. So with that being said, basically, the way that they're going ahead and reaching out, these debt collection agencies, to these secondary bureaus is actually illegal, right? Because of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So any type of company that's reaching out on behalf of a consumer, we have to know who they are, right? You can't just go ahead and get some information from any other company about us and we're not knowing, right? Now, how do these secondary bureaus get you guys information? Well, they actually just get it automatically. Most people don't know about this, but if you guys want to not have this information shared, you guys can actually suppress this information. It's a short little form online, right? And I can also include it in the description below on all the different companies. And so basically what I would do is go ahead and just suppress this information. It's a really easy form. All you have to do is just type in your first, last name, and just information, and they'll go ahead and do it online and process it. Now, when you guys go ahead and process that suppression form, these secondary bureaus are unable to actually share your data, and they can't at all because they're kind of handcuffed, and if they do, it's a violation of your rights, and that would be, you know, lawsuit later on. So since they can't share your information, right, whenever these debt collection agencies reach out to these secondary bureaus to get more information, because remember, we went ahead and send out the dispute, we send it out certified mail, so you guys have a tracking, and we also set a date on our calendar 30 days out from the original day we sent the letter, right? And so basically they have up to 30 days to get back to us. So whenever they send out that report to get some information from these secondary bureaus, they're unable to go ahead and give them any information, so it becomes unverifiable because they cannot verify that it was yours, right? So this allows you guys to be able to get that collection account removed because they can't verify it. And always make sure that you guys are staying on top of this. And so that's a really great way to go ahead and get it off of the debt collector. Now once you guys get this collection account removed with the debt collector and they send you all of the results, right, proving that the account has been removed. What I want you guys to do is also send over a copy of your 609 dispute letter with all of your disputed items, and also send them a copy of your dispute results from the debt collection agency so they can remove it off of the credit bureaus and be able to, like, you know what I mean, boost your credit score back up. So you first want to go ahead and remove and dispute with the debt collector, and then when you get your results right, then you can go ahead and reach out to the credit bureaus to get that removed on your credit report. So again, my name is Abdul Hassan. If you guys can do me one last favor, is to subscribe below and tap the bell notification, and also share this with at least 5 of your friends so you guys can grow together on your journey. Let's get it. I'm out.